Welcome to episode 5 of DNMs with Duzzi. I'm here with
Ali Cherie Brigginshaw from Ipswich.
Thanks, Cherie. And we're on. That was really good. That's probably the best clap, actually.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, quick fire, because you need to get out of the way because you've been a bit nervous about it.
Yeah.
All right. Favourite rugby league moment as a fan?
2001, Game 3, Alan Langer gets the call up to come back.
Nice.
And he scores that try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you nervous? That was a great answer.
I googled it. No.
Oh, did you?
No, I'm joking. That is actually a moment. I needed to check the year though.
Yeah. No, that's one for the books, isn't it?
Yes.
The SOS call.
Yes. From England, yeah.
Yeah. Favourite rugby league moment as a player? This will be hard for you. Holy.
This is so hard because I always feel like I'm judged on what you say. Like if you say it's a club moment, then Queensland are like, it should be this moment. And then Aussie are like, it should be this moment.
Okay, yeah.
So I probably have moments for all. Obviously,
why don't you give us one of each?
First premiership at the Broncos, just that year. I just feel like we were ruthless. And it was probably the most I've enjoyed my footy was that year. And we had a really cool group. So loved that vibe. Then Queensland, obviously just what's happened, because like who could go past that? First 3 game series and winners.
That was alright, eh?
That goes alright. You went alright.
You went alright.
And then Gillaroos 2013, plenty of World Cup wins, but that one just kind of laid the platform for Women's Rugby League. Yeah, I feel like I'm so lucky to be a part of it because like not everyone got that opportunity.
Yeah, well that's what happens when you're durable.
Yeah. And I'm old, yeah.
Oh, I said durable, not old.
Well, okay,
I was trying to be nice.
Okay,
anyway.
You're being nice, thank you.
Okay, most underrated NRLW player.
Oh.
You can do someone in our team if you want.
I was going to do someone in our team, but then I feel like people think I'm just saying that person. But I'm going to say this person isn't underrated, but I feel like they could be spoken about more.
Okay.
Is Lauren Brown.
Yeah, that's
because if I had a team, she would be in my team tomorrow.
You'd find a spot.
She'd find a spot. She hasn't played fullback yet, but I reckon she could play fullback, like any position.
I think she may have played a random
probably at Burleigh
fullback.
But who hasn't played a Burleigh position?
Oh God, here we go. Salty.
Up the bears. But Lauren Brown, because I just don't feel like she gets enough recognition for everything she does.
I mean, I have deep love for Loz.
Yes, I know that, but like, it's just thinking about it last night going, she's the one person I'd chuck on any team.
I reckon it's because of like, she's actually like mature as a player, but also she's probably one of the most competitive people that I've ever met. Like in a world where we are around competitive people, definitely. She's in the top, I reckon.
Kick, tackle, ball play.
Kicking,
and
tough. Underratedly tough, I reckon. Like
yes.
she'll put her head in places that most people won't.
100%.
That's a wrap for El Breezy.
Yeah.
Shameful obsession. This will be interesting for you, I feel.
I always get weird addictions, but I don't like, remember Machine Gun Kelly? That was like a weird obsession. And people thought it was so strange.
But I remember that.
Yeah, I went through a moment last year, probably the whole year, where I just watched opal hunters or anything mining. Like, that is the weirdest obsession. And not many people would do it, but I was just fascinated. And then all I wanted to do, I kept asking Kate if we could go like, what's it called? Like find opals and dig. And
when they shake
gold.
What's that called? Panning?
Panning.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
So
I'm not
like,
confident
if
in that
anyone
answer.
wants to take me panning, I would love to go. that's
This may be the what gets you out there for that opportunity.
Yeah, maybe.
Childhood hero.
Oh. I don't know.
You can do like a deep one, or you can do like a maybe a sports figure that you looked up to or something.
I did look up to Dad. He was like a hero because I used to wear all his jerseys and think that was super cool that my dad had footy jerseys and had a playing card. So my dad, but then also Alan Langer, because everyone makes jokes about Ipswich and it's like the joke with no teeth for people from Ipswich, blah, blah. But we had some awesome rugby league stars. And then I was like so proud of them because they didn't care that they were from Ipswich. And then I feel like that's where I've got my pride around where I'm from. It's like just,
yeah.
I don't know, lots of people bag it and it's funny, like jokes are funny, but there's also been some super great humans from Ipswich.
Well, I mean, one of the greatest female players ever came from there.
What was her name? No.
Brigginshaw. We'll get into that.
Okay.
Okay, 3 artists for the rest of your life.
I
With
can
you,
listen to.
I could not pick this whatsoever.
Yeah, I just go through really weird stages of music. Like I'm stuck on that song T-shirt at the moment. What's it called? That's all I'm stuck on. And then like that era, like Bobby Tinsley, that's like, I just get fascinated with people like that. Ziggy Alberts would be one.
Oh, you do go on about
Yeah, and it reminds me of Kate a lot. So him.
You like a bit of country sometimes, don't you?
Love country. Luke Combs. Just because I love a sing-along.
But then you like will bust out a big love for a rap song.
Yeah.
too. You know
I'm
that
just one of
Mace
those
song?
people. Yeah, Mace.
Yeah.
That's my favourite song of all time.
You do love that song. Okay.
So yeah, I'm pretty all over the shop.
You're diverse.
Yes. Very.
So to give a bit of background too, so on the weekend I was meant to help demolish your bathroom, and I put a question box on Instagram because we were going to do this whilst demolishing, but then that didn't happen. So I just picked a couple of questions from it, and these are quick ones.
Okay.
So, favorite player that you have ever played with, besides me, obviously.
Oh, I was actually going to say you about my underrated player as
Oh, that's nice.
because like people don't realise how important you are to a team. Probably like more off field because you're just so mature, bring good vibes. Like I don't reckon you have a bad day. And that is awesome in an elite athlete group if you have a person that doesn't have a bad day.
That was very nice of you, Bridget.
Yeah, sorry. So
Thank you, Dal.
you
I thought you were gonna fire the name that I was thinking of. Yeah. All time?
Yeah. Murph is obviously I just feel like I was super lucky to play next to Murph. Like no one, yes, she had other 5'8", but like how lucky am I to be able to say that I was majority of the time Murph's 5'8".
Yeah.
Like no one can say that.
It's really special.
So I learnt from someone who's the queen of the game.
Yeah.
I know not many people can say that. So I feel super lucky to be like that. And to be able to call her a friend. And she has a bit of a connection to Ipswich. So like, yeah, I used to just think she was this famous lady that drove
she
a
has
BMW.
an aura, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like she is someone, I don't reckon that there's anyone in our game that wouldn't be a little bit starstruck meeting her for the first time. Because she's just got that about her.
She's the goat.
I feel like I pushed you into that answer.
No,
do you have anyone else,
just was more thinking current because you
okay, yeah. Okay.
So Murph is always my answer.
Yeah. Hardest player to play against, or is there someone not that you feared, but that you were like, I got to be on my A game today?
Oh, I did fear playing against Rona.
Oh, yeah, because she hits like a truck.
She lined me up a few times. Obviously now Tamika is a big, you play against her and you just have to be on your game.
Yeah, totally.
Especially as a kicker, you can't afford her to get the ball in good space. And watching her tear us apart last year. Twice is like... that you do so much video on her and you watch her game and you know what she's going to do, but she still does it and you're like, how the fuck do you defend this?
I mean, that's the thing about the greats, isn't it? That's like you with your step. Everyone knows it's coming, but you still get through.
It's a bit slower these days, but it's still there. It's still there. So probably Tamika feared, like... Well, I remember we used to, when I first started, we played against a lady called Trishina and she was a 5'8", and when they told me she was playing 5'8", I didn't believe them. And then she just used to like dominate. It was actually scary. I did fear for my life when I was 18 playing against Trishina.
Okay. So they were the Instagram questions. So these ones are mine moving forward.
Okay.
And those two actually inspired me for the next question.
Yes.
A former player that would have killed it in NRLW.
Oh, former player.
So think like
Tracy Thompson.
Oh,
100%.
Nice. Yeah.
Tracker would have. I actually reckon if we ever spot free, I could probably call her and she would carve it up. She just absolutely dominated. Her running technique, and I love, like, wasn't always able to come to training, but she'd just show up to the game, score 3 tries.
Oh.
So Tracy Thompson.
Love that.
She runs Iron Tracks on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
So she does all the coaching for the young ones and takes them,
Well, they're in good hands then.
So she would, I reckon she could play.
Nice. Do you want to know mine?
Yeah.
You'll love it. Renee.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon she would still be the best.
Oh, 100%.
Like, she was insane.
Yeah, she was. And she ran the same line. And obviously, I gave her the ball for those lines. Yeah. But she used to run those lines and no one could defend that line.
Nah, Renee Kunst, for, like, those listening.
Yes.
Yeah, and she was, like, so hard. Yeah. Like, you tackle her and it friggin' hurt.
I remember, so I used to defend outside her in nearly every single game because we played club, Queensland and Aussie. And she would hit the person so hard that I'd end up spiraling off the back of the tackle because she'd tackle me too. So we used to have this joke that if she was just going to bear hug them, I wouldn't get involved. So I very rarely made any tackles. So I can thank her for having great shoulders. Yeah. So the reason I'm still going is I can thank her.
Nice. Okay, now we're going to get deep.
Okay.
Because I think that because you're a big name and because you've been around and because you're probably gonna retire as the greatest ever, I think people love to hate you.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
Not good.
So I want you to give us a couple of the worst things that people have said to you online, because it's definitely not a vibe.
It's not a vibe. It's probably one thing that's the worst about the game, but normally it's from any New South Wales fan. It's normally older male, normally. Yeah, and I didn't actually know what it meant to begin with, so I was like, oh, this person's called me this. And then when maybe and Kate told me what it was, I was like, oh, that is really sad. So Rigus Mortis was from a Newcastle fan. They don't like me in Newcastle. So, it's not a name that's said nicely. And then I also copped a spray from one of the fans at Newcastle.
In person?
So it was a semi-final. It was a young kid, maybe like 10, with their family behind. And he asked for my boots, and I said, I take my boots home for my kids because, I'm passing them on to them and they love having them. And the kid yelled out and was like, well, you won't need them next week, because that's when we lost the semi. Aww. And the dad just started pissing himself laughing, and I was like, wow. I would be horrified if my kids ever did that, because you know where they get it from.
Yeah, that's
bad. That's probably been one. Yeah. And then just the constant retirement calls are just like getting so old that I'm like, find someone else to talk about.
That's actually my next question.
Yeah.
Because that really annoys me as like someone who's one of your very good friends. Like when people comment or ask about like, when are you retiring? Why aren't you retiring? And like as a fan, I watch the games and I'm like, why would you even be thinking about that? Because you still carve up. Like you just played Origin, which is probably the hardest game all year. You're the Australian captain, the Queensland captain, like it's probably not like not many people would have said that to like Cameron Smith.
No, but he was very hated also.
He was very hated.
Of how many games he'd played.
Yeah.
And lots of people say give someone else a go, but like I missed so many opportunities when I was younger because I played on football fields on the side of the road and no one gave a fuck. And now I get the opportunity to play in stadiums and have my family come and watch and play in front of all these kids that support our game, when I'm used to, you know, in 2009 playing in front of 20 people. So like, why would I leave the game when there were so many opportunities that were missed from all those days playing in games where no one gave a shit? Like, you'd win the World Cup and there might be the smallest clipping like this big in the middle of the paper and no one gave a shit. So like, we're growing the game. I feel like this is my responsibility to keep playing the game, to pass it on.
You're also still in the very top elite players. So I think it's annoying listening to these people say that, when like, it's not the thing of like, give it up so someone else can have a go. Like, that's just not how sports work.
No.
Like, if you're still good enough, like, you don't pick yourself. So I don't get the chat around that. It really frustrates me. And as your teammate too, like,
well, I want you to extend. Be picked for pity. Like,
I know, but I want you to keep playing forever.
Well, like, I want to keep playing forever. But I just don't understand why people always, like, people call me the dirtiest player in the game. Like, I'm a competitive player. I'm not a dirty player.
That might be.
So like,
that might be like a female thing too, though, because I think that we're not used to seeing women be really aggressive and competitive.
And people know I am aggressive. Like, I've done boxing. I do have a temper. But after the game, I would like to think that I'm friends with the people I play against.
Oh, totally.
So, yeah, if anyone else out there thinks that I'm dirty, it's more I'm just a competitor.
100%. It's not a good feeling though.
No, because I like to not upset people. So if people think that, I feel like I'm upsetting them. It's like, I always worry about what other people think. Where it's like, I don't want people to think I'm dirty. Like, that's not a good name.
Do you what's something that would surprise people about, like, your personality then, that is hard to read from a footy game?
Well, I assume people think I'm arrogant, whereas, like,
I just nodded. I meant I'm the assumption.
No, I just mean that, like, I care about other people in my team and want them to get better. That sometimes people might think I'm arrogant because I want to win all the time, but it's because I want them to see their potential to be great. So if I'm pushing someone in fitness, it's not because, like, it's not to benefit me at all. I want them to see how good of a footballer they can be. Because no one knows their full potential unless they've trained really, really hard.
You're not arrogant at all. If anything, you could be more arrogant. Okay. You've earned it.
No.
Okay, and now we'll flip it from how it feels for people to be mean to you. How does it feel to you when people call you the GOAT? And before you answer that, I'm just going to read off a few things. So, you have played in 3 winning World Cup teams. You've won Origin. You were the captain of the first ever Game 3 series. And that was your 17th Origin, was it? You've won 3 NRLW premierships as captain as well. Dally M winner. Australian captain, Queensland captain, Broncos captain. Friend of Chelsea Leonard Duzzi. That was on there. Do you feel like, do you get imposter syndrome with it, or do you feel like you are comfortable when people call you like the greatest ever?
No, it feels a little bit awkward and I don't really know how to take it, but I'm more just, Kate keeps calling me, so the phone. Bob, we're just doing our little video, so I'll call you back. I don't know how to feel about it.
Okay, we're back on.
All right, we're back.
So
I can't remember the question.
The question was, how does it feel to be called the GOAT?
I don't know. It's awkward. But I see Murph as the GOAT. Because, like, I see her as doing what I'm doing, but now. Like, with there's obviously a little bit more publicity, but, like, I remember her fighting for everything. And, like, always having her teammates back. So I feel like I have a great role model who's like instilled this in me kind of thing. And I don't really want to leave the game until I've instilled someone else with that.
Yeah.
Hence why I'm like
hanging around
and feeding you. You go all right.
Yeah, but there's certain levels to this, and you two are very, very much on your own at the top. I'll say nice things, don't worry, I'm making you more awkward. Okay, that's actually it. So now we just got the icks.
Okay.
So I hope you've done some prep. Your rugby league ick. Or multiple.
Ick.
I want multiple from you.
Okay. My first ick would be people pulling out of fitness. I just can't wrap my head around pulling out of fitness. I can't remember a time where I ever have. But just knowing that normally the case is it's really hard, but you're okay.
Well,
you will survive.
Yeah. People
have
and
Renee, as we spoke about on this, is she used to just tell me, you get up unless you're dead. So like that was a big mindset.
Actually, isn't that one of Murph's favourite things too?
Yeah, we got it from Renee because she used to be like, you get up unless you're dead. And I remember she said it to one of these girls, Caitlin Moss, and she said, get up unless you're dead. Anyway, she got up and then she'd ruptured her ACL, but she got up and played the ball. So like you can do it. So that's one of my icks.
That's a tough mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's another ick?
I'm glad you did a performance-based one because a lot of them have been like aesthetic.
Yeah, no, like there's lots of things that annoy me on the field. But that would have to be one, just not being able to push through. What's another one? Do you know one that I get annoyed with?
I reckon you'll probably be the same. When people don't know the basic rules.
Yeah.
That's bad, eh?
That's bad. That is bad. But I'm one of these people that I get told to spray a lot of people, but there would be few players that have ever copped a spray from me. So that's probably my downfall, is I know you're doing something wrong, and instead of spraying you, I'll like tinker around it, whereas like I need to just grow the balls and just be like, Chelsea, what the fuck are you doing?
Get it together.
Get it to where I need you to get it to.
Yeah, I mean, if it came from you, it would mean a lot, I think, too.
Yeah, but it's just something in the women's game that we don't do. We don't.
It's definitely something that needs to be better, I reckon.
Yes,
because
100%.
I think we try and like make our sport too lovey-dovey sometimes, but it's probably needing to start moving into something that's harder than that.
So maybe I'll try it this year.
I don't know if that was an ick. That was just a random comment.
No, that was just a random comment.
Yeah. You don't have to have another one if you don't have one.
No, I probably don't have another ick.
You're too nice.
Yeah. No, I just don't think anything else. Oh, wait, I do have one more.
I thought one would come. All right.
So, when people, say if you've put on, so I put on my Broncos shirt and I'm representing the Broncos, and you're like my friend but you play for another team and you ignore me if we get to the game. You're probably that serious guy, but being the captain and going for the coin toss, like shake my hand, say hello, let's have a little laugh. Then once we've put our jersey on, we can be serious and then be friends after. But sometimes you'll be like, there's my friend, and they'll like completely look the other way. We're all here for the same reason. We love rugby league. We're here. Like, don't ignore me. Like, I don't know.
Do people ignore you?
You're probably real serious. So I feel like if you put on that jersey, you're not talking to anyone else.
I generally try to put myself in a position where I don't cross paths with the other team before the game. And if I do, I usually give a like little wave or something.
Just an acknowledgement. I wouldn't
walk past I wouldn't walk past Lauren Brown, who I'm very good friends with, and just ignore her. I would say something like, we would probably swear at each other. Yeah,
you'd probably have a little bit of a joke.
Yeah.
But there's a few people that even like after the game, there might be a win or a loss. Yeah. And they just go salty. And
after the game's so bad. You got to get over it. Yeah.
A game's a game.
Anyway, we can finish there.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Briggo.
No worries. Just remember me as number 5.
Yeah, number 5. I'll send you your check in the mail. I had to pay her to come on.
That's okay.
Not really.
Take you
Okay.
to lunch.
Ready? We're done.
Oh, we missed it.
No, that was good. That was good.